inductee to the Hall of Fame, Rich Kuzadem. Our next honoree is best described in one word, and that is elite. Steve Fine was a well-rounded athlete who is primarily known for the mark he left on the cross-country course and the track. The 8-time varsity letter winner received numerous accolades to make him worthy of induction into the Hall of Fame. Look at my page turned there. He is the school record holder in both the 1,600-meter and 3,200-meter runs. Steve is a 4-time Kansas 6A cross-country placer, bringing home the 6A State Individual Cross-Country Championship his final 3 seasons. Due to ability, dedication, and hard work, Steve earned accolades at all levels, local, national, international. Steve placed 15th in the Foot Locker national competition in San Diego, California. And as a junior in high school, he went to Memphis to run the junior cross-country trials, winning the race and thus representing the United States in the World Championships at Budapest. On the track, Steve earned 6 medals for either the 1,600 or 3,200-meter run while being part of the Cougar track and field team, including 2 Kansas 6A state championship medals for the 3,200-meter run in both his sophomore and junior seasons. Upon graduation, Steve was a 2-time Division I All-American, 1998 and 99, in cross-country while attending the University of Oregon. He was also a 2-time Division I All-American in track in 1999 and 2000. As a senior at Oregon, he ran a sub-4-minute mile, and also that same year was a 2000 Olympic Trials qualifier in the 500 meters. Steve, much like Coach Van Rose, who will present you him this evening, is a very humble individual whose great integrity makes him a positive representative for both cross-country and track, not only for our Shawnee Mission Northwest student and the surrounding community, but for the United States of America as well. Steve, as a token of our appreciation in honoring you this evening, we have Coach Van Rose, current head cross-country coach and assistant track coach here at Shawnee Mission Northwest, to present you with a keepsake to remember this event. First, a plaque that reads, Steve Fine, inductee, class of 2018, Shawnee Mission Northwest Athletic Hall of Fame. In addition, we have a leather jacket donated by No Brothers that is inscribed with your name, our Cougar logo, and designates you as a member of the Hall of Fame. Finally, we'd like to present you with this Hall of Fame ring, compliments of Balfour, to signify our appreciation for all the quality work that you've done to allow our students to grow to their fullest potential. Another round of applause, please, for our newest inductee into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Steve Fine. Well, nobody is perfect, but our next inductee, Adam Giacalone, had a high school baseball career that when he pitched was perfect. The class of 2010 two-way player had many accolades throughout his high school baseball career, but one of the most impressive was not throwing 1, but 2 perfect games in the same season. These perfect games were the first 2 ever pitched for a Shawnee Mission Northwest baseball player and capped off one of the most accomplished seasons by any individual baseball player here at Shawnee Mission Northwest. As a senior, the team tied the school record with 22 wins and finished 3rd in the state baseball championships to an undefeated Blue Valley High School team. As a 2-time 6A All-State selection, Adam had a career batting average of .472 and a 13-4 record on the mound with pinpoint control, 147 strikeouts, only 17 walks in 111 innings pitched. Adam's senior year, he was awarded the Kansas Association of Baseball Coaches 6A Pitcher of the Year award. Upon graduation, he continued his baseball career at Neosho County Community College, where as a team, the Panthers were 95-30 in his 2 years there. Adam was a big part of the team's success, where at the time of his graduation, he held 11 hitting or pitching records. As a result of his accomplishments, he was awarded 2-time Player of the Year honors in the Jayhawk Conference. In addition, he earned NJCAA first-team All-American status in 2011 and 2012. Adam's freshman season in college, he led the country in RBIs with 102. He bypassed his final 2 years of college and a scholarship offer to Tennessee when he was one of Coach Kuz's 6 players to make it to professional baseball. He was drafted in the 16th round by the Milwaukee Brewers in 2012. He played professional baseball up until his retirement in 2015 when he went back to Pittsburgh State University, finished his degree, and was also the baseball team's hitting coach. Adam was viewed by his teammates as a quiet individual who carried a big stick. He had a positive outlook and a passion for the game of baseball while being a man of high integrity. Adam is married and is honored to have with him tonight his wife Shelby and son Nathan. Adam, as a token of our appreciation and honoring you this evening, we have Coach Dominic Massat, current head baseball coach, here to present you with a plaque. It says, Adam Giacalone, inductee class of 2018, Shawnee Mission Northwest Athletic Hall of Fame. In addition, we have a letter jacket donated by Mill Brothers that is inscribed with your name, the Cougar logo, and designates you as a member of the Hall of Fame class of 2018. And finally, we'd like to present you with a ring. A Hall of Fame ring compliments of Balfour to signify our appreciation for all the quality work that you've done to allow our students to grow to their potential. Please, another round of applause for our newest inductee into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Adam Giacalone. And our final inductee is best described by the words, well-rounded mastery. Kathy Ross Johnson is the first Shawnee Mission Northwest athlete in the sport of gymnastics. She earns her spot with this elite class due to her accomplishments as an athlete and also as an ambassador for the sport. Kathy competed her sophomore and senior years while taking her junior year off to care for her family. While a member of high school gymnastics, she earned an individual honor for both years of competition, winning the gold medal in all-around at the Kansas State Gymnastics Championships in both years she competed. In addition to her accomplishments in all-around, she was a gold medalist in floor and vault. Her legacy in the gymnastics arena has not only withstood the test of time here at Shawnee Mission Northwest, but also at the state level. The Kansas State High School Activities Association record book still includes her name with her floor, vault, and all-around scores, still being in the top 3 in the state nearly 40 years later. After competing in high school, Kathy went on to compete at the University of Kansas. She was selected to the All-Big 8 team in 1980 and held records at KU in 3 different events during her tenure there. Kathy has given back to the sport she loved as she coached the sport at Lawrence and Lawrence Free State for 12 years and judged it for 14 more. She was an outstanding at both positions, being selected as Kansas Gymnastics Association Judge and Coach of the Year by the association. She coached 4 different teams to state championships in 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2008. It is certainly an honor for the Shawnee Mission Northwest community that we induct a great ambassador for the sport and a representative of Cougar Athletics. Kathy, as a token of our appreciation and honoring you this evening, we have Janice Baker, former head and current member of the Hall of Fame committee, to present you with some keepsake items to remember this night. First, a plaque that reads Kathy Johnson, inductee class of 2018, Shawnee Mission Northwest Athletic Hall of Fame Gymnastics. In addition, we have a letter jacket donated by Mill Brothers that is inscribed with your name, the Cougar logo, and designates you are a member of the Hall of Fame class of 2018. And finally, we'd like to present you with this Hall of Fame ring, compliments of Balfour, to signify our appreciation for all the quality work that you've done to allow our students to grow to their fullest potential. Please, another round of applause to our newest inductee into the Hall of Fame, Mrs. Kathy Ross Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to honor these fine individuals who have helped build the pillars of the Shawnee Mission Northwest Athletic Program with positive work ethic, accountability, accomplishment, and integrity. Please give them all another round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Go Cougars!
All right, congratulations to our inductees, Steve Fine, Adam Giacalone, Rich Kuzadim, and Kathy Ross. I'm Josh Sherfy, and with me is Josh Marvin. Josh Marvin's my partner tonight. And we're back to talk some basketball with you. Josh Marvin, what do you think about that first half?
That was an explosive first half from both teams. I think Shawnee Mission East with a 5-2 record versus Shawnee Mission Northwest 3-4 record would obviously be favored going into the game. But Shawnee Mission Northwest has shown a lot of maturity and cohesiveness as a team and has put up a really great fight and is actually in the lead right now, 25-21. No team is in the lead, obviously, but I think the Northwest Cougars are in a great position to come away with a win tonight.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, basketball is not a sprint, it's a whole race, but starting out in pole position here at the start of the half, certainly with that 4-point lead. We got a couple minutes left at halftime here. We'll go back to the girls' game. The girls did win tonight, handled Shawnee Mission East with relative ease tonight, put up 63 points, a season high for points scored. A big game from Shawnee Mission Northwest girls Cougar basketball, who continue a tradition of excellence from the program here at Shawnee Mission Northwest. And let's see if the boys can match it tonight after a 20-point victory against Shawnee Mission North, or what would have been a 20-point victory had they held it. And late in the game came down to 5 points. They were up 20 at one point. What we're trying to avoid here against Shawnee Mission East, if they're able to build a lead this half, Josh Marvin, what would you like to see for them to maintain the lead?
Well, I think obviously the big key factor is CC Gallardi. I think we're going to have to make sure he's in a position to get a lot of threes and also that he's in a position to get his teammates open and be the leader that he needs to be on this team. I think Verlee McAuliffe has been sort of an X factor ever since he started playing. Some of that raw athleticism that he's been showing, just getting points in the paint, getting threes, and then I think younger talent like Dale Talley, again, just using his athleticism, getting those points in the paint, putting pressure on the other team. I think the other big factor we are going to have to see in the second half is getting the rebounds, especially when it comes to number 5 on Shawnee Mission East, Bolton. It is going to be controlling the ball and not giving them second chances.
Yeah, I agree. Kellen Bolton is the Shawnee Mission East offense right now. There are no set plays. There is no plan of attack other than get Kellen Bolton the ball in every opportunity possible. And so far, Josh, they've shown no reason to move away from that. Northwest can't stop him.
Exactly. But conversely, that means Shawnee Mission Northwest's main strategy just has to be shut down Kellen Bolton.
Yeah, and we'll see if Shawnee Mission East can react, change up their plan a little bit. If Bolton does start to slow down, if he stops hitting shots, this team suddenly is in a big, big problem.
Yes.
So as you said earlier, CC Gallardi coming out and hitting those 3 balls, leading this team in his scoring presence, but also I think it's going to be key for the Cougars to maintain a good pace. And pace is more than just running fast and slowing the offense down. Pace is knowing when to pick the ball up and run at the defense, and knowing when, hey, you know what, we're going to take some time here and we'll slow the ball down. We'll give ourselves some time to set up offensively here, to set a play, to make sure that Shawnee Mission East isn't building that momentum. You don't even have to call a timeout to slow down momentum, just as long as you hold the ball and let the players sit a little bit and let their nerves calm down.
That is the key right there, Josh, is knowing. It is a mental game. It is staying mentally in the game, calm enough to know what you need to do, calm enough to know that we can still win this game if we don't psych ourselves out.
Yeah, and that's something that's really hard to do in high school basketball. You have the pressure from the students around you. You know everyone in the stands. It's different than a professional level or even a college level where all this pressure is on you, and you're going to see these people guaranteed when you walk into school that Monday morning. So you want to show up and do something big on the court, maintain the lead, and make your school proud.
Absolutely. And we are getting ready to make our school proud right here with a pass to Bolton from number 11 on Shawnee Mission East, Jack Schumann. And Bolton is going to pass back to Schumann.
So Shawnee Mission East starting with a motion offense, going away from the isolation that they've been running with Bolton. Northwest stays in that zone defense.
And they missed their first 3-pointer attempt. Let's see if Northwest can recover it.
Gallardi saves it. Excellent save. Dale Talley, nifty handwork, finds Verlee McCullough.
Makes the layup, first point of the second half, extending the Cougars' lead 27-21.
Excellent start to the half from the Cougars. A quick basket, defensive stop, turned into easy points. Just exactly what Coach Mike Rose wanted to see coming into the second half.
Let's see if we can turn this first score into something else.
So Shawnee Mission East head coach Sean Hare has moved away, changed up the offense a little bit, working the ball back down low. That's off the rim from number 15, Zane Meeks. The rebound is grabbed by CC Gallardi, but they did change the offense up. Bolton is out wide now, not playing the point guard spot that he was playing in the first half. I wonder what he saw in the locker room to make that change there.
It seems they have Bolton on Gallardi, who I know you said wasn't an ideal matchup for Gallardi, who we sort of want to keep on the outside.
So that ball goes up. A foul is called, though. First foul of the half for Shawnee Mission Northwest, 6:57 in. A minute and 3 into this third quarter here. Not a bad start, though. Extended the lead and prevented points, but we will have Shawnee Mission East at the line. That's number 10, Will Curran, shooting free throws here. That foul was on number 11 from Shawnee Mission Northwest, Verley McCullough.
All right, first free throw is going to be a miss. Again, we're talking about how free throws are so important in giving you an edge because any points you can get. So it's always nice to see the other team miss those easy points, miss those free throws.
Exactly there. This point's right there. Shawnee Mission East doesn't put up on the board. He does hit his second, however. Dale Talley's going to inbound the ball here, but not a bad foul, though. Prevents the easy basket, and they only end up making one of the 2 free throws there.
See Gallardi giving it to Specht. Specht is going to give it to Talley, and Talley back to Gallardi. Looks like they're going to keep it along the outside, moving kind of slowly here, which is fine as long as the Cougars are keeping possession is really what the Cougars want. McCullough is going to make a play. It's going to be intercepted by number 15.
Yeah, we've been singing Verley McCullough's George Specht with an emphatic block there. Cougars
fantastic
running the ball
defense.
Back down the floor. Dale Talley finds Specht in the corner.
Specht
He's going to spot
three.
up.
Beautiful, sinks the three-pointer from Specht. That is the type of defense you were talking about earlier that we see from Specht, the sort of ball control that we are going to need, not give them second chances here.
Shawnee Mission East calls their first timeout of the game. Momentum boost. George Specht playing defense and offense at an elite level right there. Back-to-back plays. George Specht keeping the Cougars lead to 8 points.
Specht and Gallardi are really they're the 2 main seniors on this Northwest team. They're the 2 big leaders, and I think in their own ways in different areas, like Gallardi is obviously the big scorer, but I think in their own ways they're very important for the leadership of this team.
Yeah, and as we were saying earlier, Verley McCullough, also a senior, has been coming into this game. We've seen it in a couple possessions now. Verley McCullough, we've been singing his praises athletically, but he's missing opportunities to find guys when they're open, which is something that both Gallardi and Specht do so fantastically. Maybe we're a little used to seeing Gallardi and Specht pass the ball well, but Verley McCullough passing up looks to his teammates. If he's able to pass the ball in the second half, Northwest is going to find even more open looks at the basket.
McCullough, I've said it, time and time again, is just an X factor. He's new to this team with a lot of potential, and I think it's just throughout the season he's going to become more accustomed to Coach Rose's setups.
Yeah, and Coach Rose will be the first to admit it. This isn't the most talented team as the basket is in from Kellen Bolton. The foul is called on Luke Towler, so Bolton will be shooting free throws, but Coach Rose will be the first to admit it. This isn't the most talented team Shawnee Mission Northwest has had. It isn't the tallest, it isn't the fastest, and it isn't the strongest, but it has the potential here to be the smartest. If they can run the system that Coach Rose wants them to run and do the things on the floor that make a good basketball team, pass the ball, defend well, hit the easy shots, then nothing's stopping them from being an elite team.
You know what this team is? You know what this team is? This team is young, scrappy, and hungry. So let's see if we can make this shot. A Hamilton reference.
Excellent work, Josh Marvin, throwing Theater onto the floor here. Theater of Dreams right here, Shawnee Mission Northwest Gym. Gallardi has the ball on the wing, finds Dale Talley. Had a hot start to the second half, but unable to hit from 3 there. I'd like to see Dale Talley get back into the scoring, though. Started the game off well with 4 points in the first 2 possessions for the Cougars, but it's really slowed down since.
And we Shawnee Mission East missed that 3-pointer.
The quick rebound by Meeks. Other way, though, from Dale Talley. Rebound by Luke Towler off the glass. No good from Luke Towler. Easy basket missed there.
And you can't have that. You can't have those easy points where you get the rebound, you get the second chance, and you miss. You can't have that.
I agree. Those are just like free throws. He should be scoring those points. And just a brainless play there from Luke Towler jumping into the defender. He bit on the shot fake straight into him. Easy foul call, and Shawnee Mission East is able to convert the basket. So Shawnee Mission East will have an opportunity here to cut it to a 2-point game if Zane Meeks is able to convert this free throw right here. Luke Towler's second foul of the half, second team foul on the Cougars.
Zane Meeks, again, is the tallest member of the Shawnee Mission East team, but he has made his free throws so far, including this one. So for a big man, he appears to be a pretty good free throw shooter.
Score in this game is now 30-all. Zane Meeks converts the and one. 30-all is the score, 5:02 remaining. Cougars lead was just 8. Then all of a sudden it's back to a tie ball game, and the momentum has certainly shifted here. Verley McCullough loses the ball.
But then went for the shot anyway. It's kind of interesting how that was almost instinctive.
Dale Talley gets the block. CC Gallardi goes for the block on the follow-up and fouls Bolton, and another opportunity for an and one. Students were still celebrating the first block when the basket went in. Not a good response from the Cougars there. 4:48 remaining, and they trail 32-30.
It's like Northwest is going to call a timeout. Not a bad time to call a timeout. This might be a Shawnee Mission East taking the lead might be a momentum shift away from the Cougars for the first time this game, really. So Mike Rose is going to want to talk to his team, fire them back up.
Yeah, and after controlling the game for so long, Northwest is down for the first time in this game. They haven't trailed, and we're 4:48 left in the third quarter here. So, again, you can't complain. Momentum is shifting here, but a 2-point lead is certainly not insurmountable. The Cougars have an opportunity here to go get some points and flip this game back on its head.
I think it's really just going to come down to not making mistakes and not letting the other team slip up and getting every free throw, every layup, every chance you got.
So we'll see what Coach Rose draws up here out of the timeout. Shawnee Mission East an opportunity here, too, to set their defense up, see what the Cougars have come out from halftime with and react and adjust to what the Cougars have been playing. We've seen a lot less of Bolton, though. He made that last shot, obviously, but it's been a lot more pounding down low. They are going at the Cougars' weakness is their youth and height. And their inexperience down low. Shawnee Mission East pounding the ball down low, getting those easy baskets and drawing easy fouls.
Now, do you know how many points Bolton has this game so far?
I do not. We can check it out after the game. We'll get the stats to you. Have a man, Matt Owens, up at the table from KUGR as well. Is going to get us your stats guy. But Bolton, really, Kellen Bolton playing an excellent game for Shawnee Mission East. It's going to be at the line here for free throws to make it a 3-point game.
And Bolton with his free throw attempt. It's going to be good, making that a 3-point play and making it a potentially 2-score game for the Cougars, potentially 1-score game, depending on if Ghilardi can get into 3-point
Ghilardi calm and bringing the ball up, though, not in a rush. Mature play right there from Ghilardi, an experienced player for sure. 3 years of varsity basketball under his belt, looking for an easy pass to find a bucket. Finds McCullough up top. 3 seniors on the floor, Dale Talley and Luke Towler as well down low as George Speck draws the foul, but the most experienced lineup that the Cougars have out there right now is on the floor, so they're going to make sure that they don't lose their heads and keep their cool right here and keep in the game with Shawnee Mission East.
This was Shawnee Mission East's first foul of the half, whereas Northwest already has 4, so I think the Cougars should also focus on not getting in too much foul trouble.
So George Speck hits his first free throw. And yeah, as you said it, Shawnee Mission East has been drawing fouls by going to the basket, and something the Cougars haven't taken advantage of. As we see George Speck right there, when you find yourself in the paint, oftentimes you're going to get a shot off or you're going to get that foul called, and getting a team in foul trouble is sometimes just as good as getting that bucket.
Absolutely, especially if the momentum already starts to shift back in East direction. Foul trouble for the Cougars might be just that extra push to cement their lead, so the Cougars should be conscious of that.
George Speck hits both free throws, though. Excellent free throw shooting so far tonight from both teams. Good showing in their free-pointers right there. As that basket is up from Zane Meeks. Zane Meeks puts another one in down low over Dylan Bruner. And it looks like Shawnee Mission East has switched to a soft press, so they're pressing the ball on the inbounds play from down low just to see if they could catch the Cougars off guard for a turnover, as Evan Higgins, who has recently checked into the game, has the ball up top. CC Ghilardi now spots up, finds Dale Talley looking for a 3-shot fakes, goes down low.
And it's going to be blocked. You know, that was a good defensive play from the Shawnee Mission East Lancers there. It's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, not a bad decision from Dale Talley. They're going up man-to-man against Shawnee Mission East, unable to get the foul or the basket off. A good defensive play. Really can't fault good defense.
You cannot.
Checking into the game will be the sophomore, number 22, Logan Skeens. Logan Skeens coming into the game for George Speck. George Speck has played pretty well at the start of this half, but Logan Skeens may be changing the game up here, giving some more threat from downtown for the Cougars.
Now it appears number 11 on Shawnee Mission East, Jack Schumann. And then Bolton with the wide miss for the 3 to Skeens, dribbling down the court.
CC Ghilardi controlling the ball up top. Dylan Bruner, Evan Higgins, Logan Skeens, Dale Talley, and CC Ghilardi on the floor for the Cougars. Higgins, Ghilardi, Talley, Skeens can all control the ball, all play that guard spot, and Dylan Bruner will hang out down low for most of this possession here. Talley has the ball for 3, off the glass, no good. Dylan Bruner unable to grab a rebound, and Shawnee Mission East starting to control the board, something Northwest did great job on in the first half, and you can just see the meter switching just towards East's favor as this half progresses.
Just a little bit. You know, they still only have a 3-point lead, which is a potentially a 1-score game for the Cougars, and I think really as long as it doesn't really extend past that, what East is doing is keeping the Cougars from scoring. If the Cougars can find a way to score and keep East pretty much where they are offensively, the Cougars are still right up in this game.
Yeah, and we touched on it in the first half. Having a lead, like an 8-point lead, allows the Cougars to have a slip-up like this, and where they can go down and East can have a run and still be in the ball game as that 3 goes short. But But being only down 3 points right here with that 8-point lead, if that's a tie ball game when they go on this run, they're down 11.
Evan Higgins just recovered a ball with a bad pass on Shawnee Mission East part, and Gallardi is going to go and see. Did he draw a foul there?
We'll see what the call is from the officials here. Headed towards the scorer's table. A foul is called on Shawnee Mission East, number 30. That's
number 30 on Shawnee Mission East is going to be Seamus Carroll. 6'2" forward, a senior who we haven't seen a lot of this game.
So Evan Higgins leaves the floor limping off, getting some attention from the trainer. Looks like maybe a rolled ankle. We'll keep you updated if we learn anything about Higgins' status for the rest of this game. The ball is inbounded, however.
Scary when that happens.
Big Dylan Bruner finds himself with the ball. That's Dale Talley now. Dale Talley and CC Gallardi getting a lot of minutes tonight.
Ooh, and he airballs the potential shot that would have put the Northwest closer, but it's not really a big deal. It's still only a 3-point game.
So Gallardi steps up on number 5. That's Kellen Bolton again. Kellen Bolton a little slower this half, but still controlling the offense from that point guard spot. We do have Gallardi matched up on him, though. Not a great matchup for Gallardi. Would like him down lower, but probably the best chance for the Cougars to defend Kellen Bolton tonight. Gallardi, a very experienced defender on the AAU teams, as well as playing 3 years of varsity basketball here. So he is one of the strongest defenders for the Cougars. Let's see if he can nullify Bolton's presence on the front court.
Gallardi certainly does have the height advantage over Bolton as well. But they're both experienced, both seniors, both leaders on their team.
And a foul is called. Looks like Gallardi got a whole lot of ball there. He's not too happy with that call. Turns to the scorer's table questioning really what the call was on there.
Yeah,
but
Josh, I know they say don't blame the ref very often, but I had a really clear view of that, and it looked like it was just all ball. He just stripped the ball clean.
Yeah, Gallardi certainly doesn't agree, and I don't think Coach Rose does either. Hands on the hips. Coach Rose really not feeling that call as Luke Towler and George Speck check into the game. It'll be Bruner and Talley leaving, so Gallardi stays on the court. Lots of minutes for Gallardi, but no real foul trouble for CC Gallardi so far tonight. So let's see if he can keep that up and stay on the floor for the rest of this game, because he really has been the leader of the Cougars team tonight.
All right, McCullough with recovering the ball to Speck. Speck might have a clean shot, and it is good, and one.
George Speck off the glass. Excellent challenge to the rim. The defender goes up, keeps his body in between him and the ball off the glass. A silky finish and a powerful touch from George Speck, combining both right there. He's going to be at the free throw line looking to tie this ball game up.
Beautiful play. Exactly what I was talking about. A potential 3-point play. What the Cougars had to do was keep the 35 from getting any larger, and that is exactly what they did, and now you get an opportunity like this to tie it.
Yeah, and George Speck, consistent at the line, hit 2 free throws just a few moments ago here. Let's see if we can tie this game up right here. Changes the game completely. The students are back in the game. That's an exciting play right there to turn some momentum. So George Speck off the back iron.
A 1-point game, 34-35. Shawnee Mission East Lancers.
Will Curran now holding the ball up top. Kellen Bolton has checked out of the game. An opportunity here for Northwest to take Shawnee Mission East's best player tonight out of the game and get some points and regain their lead back in this game.
And really, after the run where Shawnee Mission East took the 35-32 lead, neither team has done a lot offensively. So if Northwest can keep making plays like they just did and keep Shawnee Mission East where they are, I know I've said this before, but this is Shawnee Mission Northwest game still.
Yeah, and we can attribute this to Coach Rose's timeout potentially here. Calling the timeout, stopping the momentum, making adjustments, and keeping his team in this game. An excellent decision from Coach Rose.
It's going to be out on Gallardi, looks like, or potentially a foul.
Foul is called on number 10, Will Curran of Shawnee Mission East. Gallardi draws the foul. But as I was saying, yeah, coming out of a timeout like that, this is exactly what you want to see your team doing. Maybe not doing a whole lot offensively, but they've stopped the run, Josh, and they've stopped the bleeding. They've bandaged the wound here, and now they have an opportunity to recover and get some points back.
Absolutely.
So we have 58 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The score is 35-34. East Lancers lead the Cougars in a back-and-forth basketball game here in this third quarter. Cougars went into halftime with a 5-point lead, now trail by 1. 5 team fouls for the Cougars, 4 fouls for the East Lancers. Dale Talley is checking into the game, so Cougars right here have an opportunity to put some points up, maybe hold out for another defensive possession, see if they can get a lead going into the fourth quarter.
It's like Gallardi dribbling in the ball, looking for a man, finds Speck.
The motion offense being run here by the Cougars. Swinging down low is Luke Towler. Luke Towler finding himself in the corner all the way out of the paint. George Speck
going into the paint, and he's going to pass outside of the paint to Skeens. Going to be recovered by Bolton. Bolton looks like he's getting a pretty clean dash down, but he gets rid of the ball. And Cougars Towler is going to get the rebound there to Talley. Oh!
And a bad miss from CC Gallardi.
You know, of all the people who you would expect just the easy layup, no pressure to miss, you would not expect Gallardi. A player like who's seasoned like that, you know, he's got to make that shot.
Yeah, and it really is. I mean, it really does look that easy, but the pressure is on. You know that man's coming for you. You have time to think, and sometimes thinking makes your shot a whole lot worse. You have a lot of time to think about your mechanics and where you want to put that ball, but instinctually just putting that ball off the glass as fast as you can is an easier shot sometimes.
Exactly. You know, I can't fault him. Everyone has their misses. Everyone can overthink, especially in high-pressure situations like that.
George Speck gets the clean look, rolls through the basket, doesn't go in. Looks clean from here, though, as the East Lancers are pushing the ball up the court. We have 16 seconds left. East looks like they're going to hold out for the final shot of the third quarter here. Scores 35-34. Shawnee Mission East leads. Bolton one-on-one with Gallardi. Finds the ball to Meeks. Bolton now looking for his shot. Drives down low, one-on-one with Towler. Towler has his arms up.
Going to foul with 1.6 seconds to go. This game has turned into a comfortable lead for the Cougars to a nail-biter.
So Luke Towler called on the foul. Not a smart play by Luke Towler again. That's the second time this quarter he's been called for a foul down low like that, jumping into the defender. Only 2 fouls for Towler, but it could be something to watch in the fourth quarter. Foul trouble here, as you said earlier.
And their lead extends 36-34 Shawnee Mission East Lancers. You know, this game has turned into a bit of a nail-biter, but the Cougars have just shown a lot of heart. I know I said it before, and it was a reference to a musical, but young, scrappy, and hungry is this team right here. They want it, they go for the ball, but in times like this, when they're behind, it's just lack of polish.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we want to see from a basketball game, though, Josh. You don't want to go and watch a blowout. It's a 3-point game here at home for the Cougars, an opportunity to make it a really special night, Hall of Fame night. It's a Friday night. Basketball right here, this is what you come to see when you're at Shawnee Mission Northwest. Your rivals, Shawnee Mission East, and an opportunity for a big, big game here.
And missed the half-point shot to end the quarter.
So
it is anybody's game with 1 quarter of basketball left to play.
Certainly a low-scoring affair. Only 37 points, 34 for the Cougars. Not a whole lot of points. Both of these teams not huge scorers, but can put up big numbers from time to time. We have 8 minutes here. See if those things can change. The Cougars have 16 fouls. Shawnee Mission East Lancers at 4. So they are going to be looking both teams probably going to be shooting bonus free throws at some point in this half. It's going to come down to free throws, especially in a 3-point ball game.
Absolutely. It looks like both teams are getting their cheer squads out. You know, looking at the stands, it looks like for Shawnee Mission East, the Spirit Night appears to be some kind of like backwoods hillbilly night. Shawnee Mission Northwest, the Spirit Night is, you know, frat night. Both teams seem to embrace their roles here and belittle the stereotypes of the other schools, and that's really what drives a rivalry between Shawnee Mission East and really all the other Shawnee Mission schools. Shawnee Mission East seems to really like embrace their role as the Duke or the New England Patriots of the district, and that just makes these games more fun, honestly. Just makes them more high stakes.
Yeah, and you know, the players even said it before the season in interviews with the school newspaper here. Which matchup do you look forward to most? And it's Shawnee Mission East. You know, we have rivalries with North. We have rivalries with West, but these students interact outside of school with these schools, and Shawnee Mission East, again, just distances themselves from the others in Shawnee Mission Northwest. And it's created not a toxic environment, but certainly one of 2 conflicting worlds here, a tale of 2 cities, no less there. So the score is 37-34. We are coming into the fourth quarter, 8 minutes remaining. We've got a full clock, a whole lot of basketball ahead. 16 fouls for the Cougars, 14 fouls for the Lancers, and it's a 3-point game with CC Gallardi picking the ball up in the backcourt.
We just talked about their fan bases, but it actually looks like there's a bit of a spirit competition going back and forth, just more of this heated rivalry. And I'm sure, I don't know if this is actually impacting the players at all. You wonder, they might be thinking, you know, now we really have to win it.
Gallardi for 3. Off the front iron, Dale Talley. Excellent rebound off the glass and in. Dale Talley. Excellent follow off the Gallardi miss. Big things from Dale Talley. Want to get his scoring going here in the fourth quarter if the Cougars are going to pull out this win.
It's those layups like that you need to hit, and Dale Talley did exactly what we needed, made it a 1-point game.
So that ball's down low. It's Towler. Towler, good defense, but Meeks gets the shot over him. That height advantage just gave him that extra inch to release the ball over the hands of Luke Towler.
You know, it is hard. Luke Towler's been a pretty tenacious defender, blocking guys bigger than him, but sometimes you just can't do it.
He finds, again,
another beautiful layup from Talley.
George Speck to Dale Talley for the second time tonight. The alley-oop. Dale Talley getting things going here in the fourth quarter, going to step up and keep the Cougars in this game.
The key is just making sure that Shawnee Mission East can't score as long as Talley can keep being strong in the paint, but that's exactly what Shawnee Mission East does, puts up 2 more points.
So after a low-scoring half, 10 points right off the bat in the fourth quarter here. The clock does not stop. We noted it in the first half. This has been such a fast-paced game, Josh. Not a whole lot of stoppages, not a whole lot of time the ball is out of bounds, and certainly not a whole lot of fouls. We're already a minute and a half into this fourth quarter here. The score is 41-38. The Shawnee Mission East Lancers lead the Cougars as the Cougars carry the ball around the key. George Speck fires from 3. Off the iron. Hurrying down the floor is Curran.
You know, one 3-pointer in a game this close would do wonders for the Cougars. The question is it going to be Speck, Talley, McCullough, or, you know, obviously Ghilardi. Ghilardi with the 2.
Dale Talley finds Ghilardi on the assist. Ghilardi makes no mistake this time. It's a 1-point game. We'll see who calls this timeout here, but Cougars gonna have a chance to regroup. Shawnee Mission East does call the timeout. They have an opportunity here.
Stop that momentum that the Cougars have started to get this quarter. Let's hope it doesn't work, doesn't get in the Cougars' heads.
It is a 1-point game here, 6:12 remaining, 41-40 is the score. No fouls so far in this quarter. We got 6 minutes of basketball left. Shawnee Mission Northwest trails by 1 point, but they haven't been able to stop the Lancers offense so far in this quarter. The good thing is, though, the Lancers have had no answer for Dale Talley and CC Ghilardi since the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter here.
That is good. They have no answer. It looks like there have been some instances where the Northwest Cougars have been able to shut down Bolton, where even if they can't answer him every time, they can answer him enough of the time to stay in this game.
Yeah, you know what? Dylan Bruner checking into the game now. That's who I'm going to be watching for these next 6 minutes here, because Dylan Bruner and the post play is ultimately going to decide this game after Zane Meeks of Shawnee Mission East has really been in his zone and in his game down low. If Dylan Bruner can come up with some defensive stops here, the Northwest Cougars have a pretty good shot of pulling out this win.
Absolutely, and there's only 1 inch of difference between Bruner and Meeks. Meeks at 6'7", Bruner at 6'6". Both are about a foot taller than me.
So Speck on Bolton now. Northwest staying in that man defense. Great defense from Dale Talley, but an excellent rebound by Shawnee Mission East, and the ball bounces in again. The Cougars cannot stop them.
Again, allowing those rebounds, allowing those second chances on a team as experienced as this Shawnee Mission East team is something you cannot do if you want to win. But we have Ghilardi going inside, and it's going to miss.
Dylan Bruner off the underside of the glass. Bolton pushing down the floor, finds a man easily, and just like that, the Lancers lead by 5. Northwest in a hurry to get the ball in, but Dale Talley, in an excellent decision, slows the balls down intelligently.
That's smart. You can't let it get in your head when it's all down to the line like this. It's not a one-score game anymore. You just got to be cool.
Coach Rose not phased, though. Still stoic on the sideline as Dale Talley drives down low. Kicks the ball out to Verley McCullough. Verley McCullough fires from range.
Beautiful 3, exactly what the Cougars needed. Make it a 1-score game again. Now, Josh, if I'm mistaken, have the Lancers in this quarter scored on every drive they've made?
Yeah, the Cougars have made 1 defensive stop so far. A foul is called. Coach Rose out on the floor. 1 defensive stop, as you said, but certainly not great defense, and they got a shot off on the defensive stop. The Cougars were able to grab a rebound, but they haven't prevented shots at all this whole quarter.
Exactly, and that's the key. You know, the Cougars can keep sinking 3-pointers. The Cougars can keep making these layups, but if East keeps scoring on every drive, it's just impossible for the Cougars to answer it.
So free throws from number 32, Andy Maddox. Andy Maddox, one of the quarterbacks of the Shawnee Mission East football team. The score is 45-43, a high-scoring football score right now.
46-43. And yes, Josh, excellent point. If this was a football game, it would be very exciting. Awful defense.
So Bruner grabs the rebound. 1 make from Andy Maddox. Scores 46-43, 4:58 remaining in the fourth quarter here. 5 minutes of basketball left for Shawnee Mission Northwest to cut into this 3-point lead. Again, 46-43 the score with 4:45 remaining. Dylan Bruner has the ball on the top of the key, and looking like an opportunity here for Shawnee Mission Northwest to take the cleanest shot. They don't have to hit a 2, or they don't have to hit a 3 here. They can settle with a 2. They have time to make up some points. They don't have to get all the points right here on 1 shot.
Exactly. And the key is just keeping it 1 score, 43-46. You know, since East has been scoring on every drive, 43-46 isn't a world of difference between 44, 45-46, as long as East is still ahead, which is what the Northwest Cougars do not want.
And again, this is a Northwest team that I'm sure would snatch up the opportunity to take this into a 1-score game coming into the last possession of the game, an opportunity to hit a shot to win this game. Really been a good basketball game, competing with a team that's proved that they are the superior team against opponents this year in Shawnee Mission East.
Exactly, and if the Northwest Cougars are able to really just stop 1 scoring run from Shawnee Mission East and then return to score, the Cougars should be able to take the lead. You know, as I say this, Shawnee Mission East has a chance to extend the range to 4 points.
So Shawnee Mission East is in the bonus free throws. Bonus free throws, 8 team fouls for the Cougars. Shawnee Mission East just 5 team fouls. Looks like the Cougars may not be shooting bonus fouls. After all, not a great job drawing fouls, not a whole lot of drives to the basket. As number 23 for Shawnee Mission East, Noah Curlbaum hits both his free throws. It's a 5-point game, 48-43 is the score, 4:33 remaining. We do have another timeout here called by Shawnee Mission East. As I was saying, Josh, Shawnee Mission Northwest hasn't drawn fouls this half, and it's not going to lead them to getting to the line in the bonus at the end of this half potentially. They have 5 team fouls from Shawnee Mission East. They have 3 fouls to give, or 2 fouls to give before Shawnee Mission Northwest is shooting those bonus free throws.
Yeah, I know we talked earlier about foul trouble right off the bat when there was that discrepancy, and it really does look like it might start hurting us if Shawnee Mission East gets to start adding to their lead every time they're fouled now. That just makes it harder and harder for Northwest to come back.
So 4:33 remaining. It is a 5-point lead for Shawnee Mission East, 48-43. The Cougars led by 5 at the start of the half, but the second half has resulted in a 10-point swing for Shawnee Mission East. Pretty good half of basketball. Kellen Bolton, the star from the first half of Shawnee Mission East, has gone quiet in this half, but a big step up by Zane Meeks, the center, 6'7" center from Shawnee Mission East, putting points down low and grabbing rebounds. Shawnee Mission Northwest won the rebound battle in the first half and has fallen way below par in the second half in terms of rebounds.
And it really just goes to show the first half is it's nice to go in with the advantage, but it can all fall apart. Now, I'm not saying it has fallen apart. It is still a 5-point game with 4.5 minutes to play, but it is certainly more of a nail-biter than it was looking in the first half.
On the floor for the Cougars, number 11, Verley McCullough, number 13, George Speck, number 10, Dale Talley, 23, Cece Glardy, and number 50, Big Dylan Bruner. Shawnee Mission East starts the half off with Kellen Bolton on the floor, as well as big Zane Meeks. Zane Meeks and Jack Shoreham. And Jack Shorman and Kellen Bolton will be the big offensive players for Shawnee Mission East coming into these last 4.5 minutes here.
Talley looks to Glardy. Glardy looks like he's setting up a play. It is good. He can move slowly. We have about 4:20 left. So I think we don't have to blaze right in.
Exactly. Cougars got to be patient. They can get a 2 here and be fine with it as that rebound is grabbed by Dale Talley. Dale Talley, the ball bounces around, but as you were saying, there's no reason for the Cougars to force anything here. They have 4 minutes. They have possessions to spare to build into the East Lancers lead here and ultimately take the lead at the end of this game. And really that's what matters, is not how they get there, but that they get there to that 1-point advantage at the end of this game.
Oh,
Verley McCullough bounces around the rim, teases the crowd, and finally drops for 3. It's a 2-point game, 48-46.
That was a real Hollywood play right there. It was a nail-biter on the edge of your seat. This is a real Hollywood game right here.
So above the Shawnee Mission East student section, we have Shawnee Mission Northwest elementary school kids getting hyped. This is the future for them. They're looking at the guys that they look up to in elementary school. These are the guys that they want to be someday playing on this varsity team. 3:25 remaining, 48-46 is the score. Shawnee Mission East drives to the basket. Looks like a carry. And a travel is called against number 11, Jack Shorman. Jack Shorman travels along the baseline. Checking into the game, Luke Towler for number 50. Big Dylan Bruner. Luke Towler entering the game, but a great possession from Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Travel might just be the lucky break the Cougars need to take the lead. It's a 2-point game, 46-48. One 3-pointer from really any of the players on Northwest could put us in the lead right now.
Yeah, and taking back to what you said earlier in this quarter, that's the first time that they've made a defensive stop that didn't involve a shot from Shawnee Mission East. Verley McCullough fires again.
Oh, he made his last few threes, so that's disappointing to see, but you know, you got to shoot your shot.
May have rushed the shot a bit there, though. Northwest hadn't had time to set up position down low. Nobody in a good spot to get that rebound, but still 2:50 remaining. A 2-point game. Just couldn't take advantage of the defensive stop from the Cougars.
It's just going to be key not letting East extend their lead and not letting East get those easy free throws.
Cece Glardy picks the ball up, finds McCullough. McCullough driving down low.
It's going to be foul called on McCullough.
Draws the foul. McCullough was shooting, though. He will be headed to the line. If he hits these free throws here, it's a tie ball game. The people are on their feet. It's an exciting game, Josh. This is why we watch basketball. 2:36 remaining. 48-46 is the score. 18 fouls for the Cougars, 6 for the East Lancers, and that is Kellen Bolton's 4th foul, Josh. One more foul, and Kellen Bolton is ineligible for the rest of this game.
Might be too little too late, though. He's been such a huge player for the Lancers. Kellen Bolton in foul trouble might have just been what the Lancers needed to produce what they need to produce, but it is again a 1-point game with a chance to tie it.
So McCullough here for an opportunity to make it 48 all. In and out by McCullough, tipped in, an excellent tip in from number 10, Dale Talley.
That is going to put the Cougars in the lead, 49-48. Fantastic bit of momentum. Let's see if the Northwest Cougars can shut down Bolton and the Lancers as they try to regain their lead.
just like how they drew it up. Dale Talley tips it in. CC Ghilardi gets the steal, slows it down intelligently.
The crowd is going insane right now. This is a great reversal of fortune. The Cougars have been doing what they need to do.
That is the maturity you want to see from your captain, CC Ghilardi. Looked like he was going to press the ball, had the whereabouts to stop himself, calm down. There's no rush. 2 minutes left. They have a 1-point lead, Josh. It's an opportunity right here for the Cougars to pull a big win here at home on a Friday night.
And against the hated East Lancers, against no one else.
Verley McCullough swings to the top. George Speck calling out commands, finds Ghilardi again up top. They've killed 25 seconds on this possession. An excellent possession from the Cougars thus far, just working the ball around the top of the key. The Lancers are going to have to do something here if they want to get the ball back.
But we have to remember this is a 1-point game with a foul.
Dale Talley headed to the line, 1:37 remaining. That's the 7th team foul from Shawnee Mission East. So the next foul, the Cougars will be shooting free throws, a crucial foul in terms of the bonus shots, but also Dale Talley's headed to the line for 2 free throws right here to increase the Cougar lead.
That is exactly what we want to see. Now both teams are in foul trouble, so Northwest doesn't have to worry about giving up unreciprocated free throws.
Dale Talley misses it. Can still make it a 2-point game though. Certainly preferred here. Dale Talley has an opportunity to make the score 50-48. Cougar lead, 1:37 remaining.
I think you can sense the tension in this stadium right now.
Dale Talley hits his second. A big defensive opportunity here for the Cougars. The crowd is going to get loud. Keep them on their feet here. George Speck one-on-one with Kellen Bolton. CC Ghilardi out wide now. Dale Talley up top. Verley McCullough goes for the steal. Leaves an open man, but they aren't punished. That was a scary moment right there for the Cougars. The ball inside, tipped away by Towler. McCullough grabs the rebound. And fouled from behind by number 23, Noah Curlbaum. Verley McCullough
go to the line.
Verley McCullough grabs the rebound. Luke Towler pokes it away. Looks like he got beat inside. Just reaches that arm out there, makes the stop, and Verley McCullough is headed to the line. 1:17 remaining. The score is 50-48. Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars lead.
Yeah, Josh, this has been a low-scoring game, but what this has been is explosive basketball. It has been good basketball where the offense and defenses have been giving it their all.
Yeah, and it's something that you like to see, especially in the NBA, modern NBA game. Not a whole lot of defense. Defense is exciting, and it's something that's lost in the minds of the fans, that a play like that can get you just as pumped up as a big dunk on the offensive end.
Exactly. I think this game is just going to show there is still a place for some older style of basketball to still get people hyped up.
The score is now 52-48. The Cougars lead by 2 possessions. The Lancers need to make 2 buckets if they're going to win this game and prevent the Cougars from scoring. Mike Rose on the floor, stepping up here as the ball goes down low. Luke Towler unable to prevent the score. Shawnee Mission East calls the timeout. 1:02 remaining, Josh. 52-50 is the score. Both teams are shooting bonus free throws. Fouls send each other team to the line. It's got to be clean defense. It's got to be good defense. And every basket counts right now.
It is an absolute nail-biter tonight in Shawnee Mission Northwest. Both fan sections are going wild. I'm sure both coaches have some stern words to their teams. It is a 1-possession game right now.
Shawnee Mission Northwest looking to keep composure. Keep composure. CC Ghilardi demonstrated it already. Verley McCullough, mature play, grabbing the ball and then drawing that foul, but there's no reason for them to push the ball up the floor if they're unable to score here and the Lancers respond with a basket. Going into the last possession of the game, the Cougars aren't going to want to rush anything, Josh. If they have that last shot and they miss it, they're going into overtime. They still have an opportunity to win the game. If they turn it over too fast, they're giving the Lancers an opportunity to sneak out of here with a win.
Exactly, and you have to realize the Lancers are in the position we were just in, saying, you know, it's anybody's game. We just need to do X, X, and X. So there is nothing certain about this. It is really, as I said, Hollywood in terms of just how close it is.
Yeah, we'll see what head coach Sean Hare draws up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a press coming out of this inbounds play from Shawnee Mission Northwest. Looks like it is what we're going to see, the 3-2 press from Shawnee Mission East. We'll figure out if it's man. It does look like a man press here. Let's see what Northwest and Coach Mike Rose have drawn up to get out of this press and get back into their half. So Ghilardi looking to inbound, finds Speck quickly back to Ghilardi. Ghilardi pushes the ball up the floor to Talley.
Less than a minute of playtime left. The Cougars will be passing around. The East is keeping up pressure. And
George Speck
going
down
inside,
low.
going to be fouled. Number 15, Zane Meeks causing the foul from Shawnee Mission East. And it looks like
George Speck
will be going to the line.
Will be headed to the line. He was shooting, so regardless of the bonus, he is shooting 2 free throws here. The score is 52-50, 51.6 seconds on the clock, 18 fouls for the Cougars, 9 for the Lancers. Speck's first free throw, though, off the front of the iron. Hitting this free throw, though, crucial play here. It means the Lancers cannot beat them if they make a basket. So if George Speck is able to put this in. Now, there has been some missed free throw opportunities, though, in these last couple possessions. Talley, McCullough, and Speck missing free throws in their attempts.
You have to think when the pressure is this high, it's hard when you overthink it.
And Speck unable to convert either, visibly frustrated, clapping his hands as he jumps back into his defensive posture. Bolton has the ball now. Speck on him one-on-one. Finds Bolton. Got to think that's the guy they're looking to for this last shot here for Shawnee Mission East.
Bolton is in foul trouble, however, so Bolton has to be careful. He can't cause any fouls and get out of the game.
That's something Speck's got to know. If he's going towards the basket, looking straight into Bolton's eyes, he's going to go at him, try to draw that foul. Bolton's done for the game, and the rest of overtime, whatever happened here, Shawnee Mission East calls the timeout. But that's got to be something that the Northwest Cougars have on their mind. If they see Bolton sitting under that basket, go at him and try to draw that last foul for him.
With 22 seconds left and no shot clock, the most important thing the Cougars can do right now is just keep East from scoring a basket. If the Cougars can get a rebound, the game is over.
Yeah, you're right, and a 3 wins it here. So defend the perimeter. You don't want to give up a basket down low, but it's certainly a whole lot better to be going into overtime in this game. Score 52-50 currently. A 2-point basket sends it to overtime. You really want to prevent that 3. That's the type of loss that'll ruin the season for the Cougars. A last-second loss at home on a big Friday night, a Hall of Fame night here as we induct members to the Northwest Cougar Hall of Fame. But we have 22 seconds here for the Cougars to hold out this game.
Left. And I have to say, as much as I'm rooting for the Cougars on this special night, I've enjoyed this game so much. I have to say, I like watching some overtime as long as the Cougars come out on top.
Yeah, I certainly think the people in here wouldn't mind an extra basketball, a few minutes of basketball here. Been great basketball, Josh. Exciting stuff. Both teams have athletic players, and they're playing good defense. It's been a great defensive game. Both teams making blocks, grabbing rebounds, and steals. I've had a whole lot of fun tonight.
I have. Let's just hope we can cap it off nicely instead of having all of our fun soured by a Lancers win.
Coming out of this timeout, Mike Rose is going to have his defense set. We do expect the Cougars to come out in a man defense. They have been running the whole half, but I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they switch to zone because that 3-point ball can beat them. They're going to want to watch the perimeter a little extra closely on this possession here. 22 seconds on the clock. 52-50 is the score. East Lancers inbound the ball.
It's important to just play smart, to play carefully, and keep your head in the game. When everything's on the line, 15 seconds to go. Bolton is going to be fouled, giving a chance to tie the game at 52-all.
Yeah, and that's worst case scenario for the Cougars there because Bolton's headed to the line with an opportunity to tie the game, and there's 14 seconds on the clock. If he hits one free throw, misses the second, and the Lancers get a rebound, any basket will win the game for him.
He's going to miss the first one.
Bolton crumbles under pressure, and Cougars need a big rebound right here. Let's see if the big boys can go get that rebound down low. Checking into the game, more height for Shawnee Mission East. That's number 30, Seamus Carroll. Seamus Carroll checking in down low, the forward.
What a name, Seamus.
East needs that rebound here.
Now I see Northwest principal Lisa Grumman, normally a pretty stoic woman, looking pretty tense on the sidelines here. Everyone is invested in this game.
Mike Rose, hands on hips. Bolton's shot up, and it falls, but certainly not worst case scenario for the Cougars here. East calls a timeout. We're going to see another press. The Cougars just have to kill 14 seconds of clock. Josh, I think if the Cougars make it into their half, it's going to be a first-time foul from Shawnee Mission East. They want the Cougars shooting free throws. They don't want them to have an open look.
There's no way that East does not foul as soon as they get the opportunity to do so. Cougars call a timeout.
So they weren't going to get the ball in bounds in time. George Speck wants to talk it over with Coach Rose, draw up a press break so they can get out of this situation here. Holy moly, Josh, it's a tense moment for sure. 14 seconds left on the clock. The score is 52-51. 9 fouls for each team. So any foul is going to be shooting 2 bonus shots for either side. Cougars have 9 seconds to break that press and cross that half-court threshold. And as soon as they cross that threshold, I think Shawnee Mission East is going to be fouling. Let's hope that Northwest puts a good mix of free throw shooters and rebounders on the floor because you got to prepare for anything at this point, Josh. A turnover quickly turned into a basket. It's exciting stuff.
It is very exciting. With less than 15 seconds of play, anything can happen. Any mistake can be the entire game with 1 point of difference. I think the Cougars, the main thing is just possession, possession, possession. Cougars can get possession. They can win this game.
On the floor, the Cougars starting lineup, Speck, Talley, Gallardi, McCullough, and Towler all on the floor. See if they can break this press here. It's going to be a man defense from Shawnee Mission East. Win your battles, and the Cougars will get the ball across half court.
Speck getting ready.
Gallardi and Talley split. A foul is called. A reach-in foul on number 10, Will Curran. And that is as bad as it gets for Shawnee Mission East because Christian Gallardi shot 91% from the free throw line last season, continuing that trend this year. Mature at the line. Got to be thinking that the Cougars are going to put more points on the board here. Shawnee Mission East not liking their chances.
Gallardi is certainly a sniper for the Northwest basketball team, so of all the people he could have fouled, this is the best one.
So Gallardi's first attempt, score 52-51. Northwest is up 2. Christian Gallardi puts the Cougars up 2, an opportunity right here to make it a 3-point game, and that would be big, big, big because the Cougars cannot lose from one shot from the Lancers. Got to play good defense, and they're out of this game with a win. 13 seconds left. The score is 53-51. Shawnee Mission Northwest leads.
CC Gallardi, with ice in his veins, scores a second free throw under heavy pressure, making the score 54-51 Cougars.
Yeah, and the maturity is there. You would not know it for a second that he just hit those 2 big shots. Turns around, ready to defend instantly, Josh. He's a leader. He's a veteran. He's certainly someone to look up to for these younger guys in this Cougar basketball program. And right there, that was a cold-blooded killer on the free throw line. 54-51, 13 seconds left, and the Cougars are trying to defend their lead.
Absolutely, and this is the ideal situation you want. No longer can the East Lancers, win with the score. So worst case scenario for the Cougars as it goes into overtime, and we get more fantastic basketball.
Everyone's on their feet here. 13.7 seconds. The last thing the Cougars want to do is give up that 3 ball. Really a foul if they get desperate, because if they hit both free throws, they're still not going to be in the lead in this game. So if it comes down to it, you may have to foul if they're going to have an open look from the perimeter. Just make sure they're not fouling in the axe, because you don't want to give them 3 free throws to make that opportunity to tie this game up.
This is certainly still an exciting game with 13 seconds left. Shawnee Mission East has shown, especially with Bolton, they can make the 3-point play quickly to send it in overtime to keep them in this game. But the Cougars are in a better position now.
Shawnee Mission East hasn't demonstrated a whole lot of outside range, though, today. Not a whole lot of 3-point attempts, really. Not their game. They like to keep it down low, but they're going to have to hit a 3 here if they want to go to overtime.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right, Josh. They really have been playing small ball this game. But they have still made some big plays.
10 seconds on the clock now. Shawnee Mission East spinning around the top of the key. No fouls for the Cougars. 5 seconds on the clock. Shawnee Mission East staying from the perimeter. Have to throw up a shot.
1. Cougars win!
Shawnee Mission Northwest walks out of the game 54-53 victors. CC Gallardi ices the free throws at the end, forces up a bad shot. Shawnee Mission Northwest wins this basketball game.
Improves our record 4-4. Shawnee Mission East falls 5-3. This is a fantastic win against our main rival tonight at Hall of Fame night of all nights. What an amazing night.
Yeah, really a great basketball game all around. They continued what they started on Tuesday, a win versus Shawnee Mission North. I thank you guys for joining us. Really an exciting game. I'm glad you guys tuned in. It's certainly not something you want to miss.
I'm going to go join the fans. This has been Josh Marvin.
Yeah, I'm Josh Shervey. Thank you guys so much. Come see us next week. Go Cougars. Have a great night.
Go Cougs.